Speak Student.
Flannery O'Connor, a la Shmoop. Well, hello there. I am the Misfit. No, I don't live on that island from the Rudolph Christmas special, although that flying lion dude seems pretty cool. Maybe I should look into getting a timeshare there. Okay, getting off topic. You're here voluntarily or involuntarily to learn about Flannery O'Connor. As one of her most chilling creations, I feel like I'm a good man for the job. O'Connor's writing was what they call Southern Gothic, like Northern Gothic, but with more of a twang. Rooted firmly in the American South, O'Connor's stories incorporate grotesque and horrifying elements. She died before hitting 40, so her collected works are just 2 novels and several dozen short stories. Not a lot to write home about. Still, her talent makes her one of the most famous figures in American literature. Well, she was born on March 25, 1925 in Savannah, Georgia. She grew up in a rural farm raising chickens and even sewing outfits for them to wear. Hey, you try growing up in 1920s Georgia and find ways to keep yourself entertained. Well, in 1941, O'Connor's father, Edward, died of lupus. At the time, there was no effective treatment, and to this day, there still really is no cure. Sad, but for a writer, at least sad means some good writing material. In 1942, she enrolled at Georgia State College for Women. She worked as a writer and editor for the school literary magazine and, like the true overachiever that she was, graduated in 3 years. She then enrolled at the University of Iowa for a graduate degree in journalism. This was back when newspapers were still a thing. Like, people actually used to read newspapers on paper and stuff. Anyway, O'Connor soon realized the program didn't fit her and asked if she could transfer to the school's prestigious creative writing program. Well, this was back before Fox News and MSNBC were hiring. After getting an MFA in 1947, Master of Fine Arts there, she moved to Saratoga Springs, New York to work at Yadu, the prestigious artist colony. Their official slogan, Yadu or ya don't. There is no try. Thanks, Yoda.
No problem.
Sadly, in 1950, O'Connor was diagnosed with the same form of lupus that killed her father. The only treatment was a regimen of drugs that made her feel even worse than the lupus did. Still, she gave it the old college try. Well, in 1951, she moved back to her mother's farm in Midgeville, Georgia. There she developed a writing routine that allowed her to also spend time with the chickens and peacocks. And yes, make them clothes. No one likes a peacock, when it's chilly. Well, in 1952, O'Connor published her novel, Wise Blood, featuring a number of grotesque images. Eat your heart out there, Stephen King. The book shocked critics, but her talent was undeniable. And with that novel, she officially arrived on the American literary scene. A few years later, O'Connor published a collection of short stories titled A Good Man is Hard to Find. Before they even knew what that was about, Lifetime was hounding her for the TV rights. Anyway, yours truly happens to be a character of some importance in the title story of the collection, so, you should check it out. I still get a royalty. And besides, it's probably better that you read about me than actually meet me. I rub some people the wrong way. All right, so O'Connor continued writing and winning awards and critical acclaim. She was quite suddenly a really big deal. Unfortunately, her body failed her before her creativity did. So in 1964, she had an operation to remove a tumor caused by the lupus, and it didn't work so well. Her health declined rapidly over the next few months. She spent several days in a coma and died on August 3, 1964, at just 39 years of age. Well, even after her death, O'Connor's work kept winning awards, and in 1971, The Complete Stories of Flannery O'Connor won the National Book Award. I wouldn't be surprised if she decided to come back and haunt the award ceremony. Definitely sounds like something I would do.